6, 5, 4, 3. Let me see you ready.
Whoa, Nick, what's
2,
going?
1, go!
He's a motivator. He's going to push you and push you and push you.
To see somebody like him that has impacted Miami Northwestern the way he has, it's amazing.
He makes physics fun, and he's not an ordinary teacher.
He'll see that we're struggling with some things. 11th graders and seniors are coming to this point in life where we need to focus on getting a career started or going to college.
I want you to get good at interviewing in front of people, and I want you to see and feel that pressure. Getting kids ready for college has been something that I'm obsessed with now. I want you guys to watch while I get interviewed, okay? Now, I'm going to be interviewing as if I'm an 11th grade student. We have 90% of our students from Northwestern that drop out within the first semester of college because they're not ready for it. What college do you want to be?
Stanford.
Stanford, okay. Stanford, wonderful. I'm interviewing for Stanford University, right? So I'm going to come on. This Christmas break, when I sat down, I realized that if my kids were to graduate on January 3rd, when school got out, if they were to graduate, do I think they'd be successful in college? What I want you to do is you will find a partner that's sitting on the left or the right of you, whoever it is, and I want them to be actually interviewing you throughout the entire process, all right? I started off there, and I realized that out of the 100 kids that I have, that only 3 of them would graduate college.
I'm very determined and devoted to what I want to do.
If I can only say 3 of them are going to graduate college, I am not preparing them to get ready for the real world.
The extra problems, overdone calculus problems for about 40 problems a day, and at the end I overcame it and I passed AP calculus.
Over the Christmas break, interviewed 60 Columbia students, and I asked them, what are the things that you wish you had learned in high school that would be useful right now in college, as you are at one of the top universities in the country? What do you need?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, the big rubber bands. The tiny ones are for here, when we wind it up. And then once you wind it up, the tension will pull the car forward.
I basically started aggregating some of those things into different sections. So I broke them down into plan yourself, teach yourself, present yourself, and sustain yourself. All of those things are broken down into a 22-point rubric by which kids can go, okay, this I'm definitely not good at, this I'm definitely good at, and they can see whether or not they're college ready.
Mr. Shah knows my potential. Mr. Shah knows my aspirations, my dreams, what school I want to go to, what I want to become, and he also knows that, what it takes to go there. I could say, like, if you had grit or optimism, you would be successful in college, but you can't measure grit. And so I tried to make it very task-driven.
How will you contribute to this campus?
So I bring a very diverse perspective from where I came up with. I was born in India. My parents were very poor. We worked really, really hard. Since 8th grade, I've had a job every single summer, and I've been working really hard to make sure that I make it to the top. Plan yourself, teach yourself, and sell yourself. Sell yourself, I have mastered. I could sell myself to anything. Planning was a big, big issue. It kind of still is. Do you keep a binder with all your notes in it for every single class? Do you keep a planner where you plan out your day and follow through on all your action items? Do you set 3 goals every month and check every week whether or not you're working towards those goals? That's in the plan yourself component. Do you work specifically on presenting in front of a group? Have you actually worked on building your college-ready resume? My ability to not only be a leader but to work well in groups and persevere through absolutely anything has made me stand out amongst my peers. In teaching yourself, do you go and find out resources from outside about the stuff that you need to learn in high school? Do you go to a computer? Do you go to a library? Do you go to office hours of different teachers?
You can always ask teachers, which I never did before I came to the school. I never asked my teachers for anything. I just kind of sat in the back of the room, just did my work. Okay, I understood the basics, passed, but now I'm into it and I'm getting the best grades I've ever gotten in high school, which is really weird. Have you worked on non-mandated stress techniques, stress management techniques, like running or yoga or relaxing, or any way in which you can become a more holistic person? College is going to be the basis and foundation of the rest of your life.
And I asked her questions out of order. She said, "You're not answering in another order." Then she told me she wanted another interviewer.
I created an online Google Doc
that basically you can click on, any child can click on, it's on my class website, where you can see what your score is. And if you see, for example, I am at a level 1 on collaborating with students because I don't like working in group settings, Marcus has a 5, let me see what Marcus is doing so that maybe I can do a little bit more of what he's doing. And so they actually look at that entire aspect and figure out how to improve themselves.
And a lot of people work their butts off to be on the college ready list. And the college ready list was first put up, it was like 3 names. And everybody watched it every day steadily to see who name got put on there. And actually the second time around, my name was put on there. And it's just like motivation to just keep going.
You want to think of like, what does the Secretary of Health do? Think about that. And the second is like, why would you want to do that?
Yes, I am complete. In my process, I am attending the University of Florida. My financial aid and scholarships almost completely pay for everything.
Go inside the classroom, and he's talking about you can go to Cornell, you can go to Princeton, you can go to Harvard. And we have students that are going to that school now. We've got a Gates Millennium Scholarship winner, which hasn't happened for a long time. For the very first time, we have 2 Posse Scholarship winners, which is big for our school.
You went the first time. Right? And then if that went all the way up to 10, then you do half the number of ones.
There is a lot of pride,
right?
no doubt. It makes me feel very excited. It also makes me feel a little nervous because I'm afraid of the statistics behind it that the kids have to work with. It's wonderful to see the options that they have and the fact that they're actually choosing rather than having to go to somewhere else. We're in a good place. We're in a good place, but there's a lot of work to be done.